The Impact segment tonight. Over the weekend, the New York Times took 3 pages to blame the subprime mortgage crisis on President Bush and Carl Rove. We continue now with Mr. Rove. Carl, in the story, it says that Larry Lindsey, one of the top economic advisors to the president, said, "We knew there was a bubble. We did not want to go to the president and burst the housing bubble or maybe even burst the president's bubble, that things were not good." Andy Card, the chief of staff to the president, he says, I guess maybe we were asleep at the switch. When you read those people saying those things, how do you respond?
Well, first of all, I believe this is selective quotation with comments taken out of a broader context. If you read this story and didn't know otherwise, you would never know that starting in 2001, the Bush administration called for greater regulation of Fannie and Freddie. You would not, if you simply read the story, know that the Bush administration in 2003, 2004, and 2005 pushed very hard for a robust package of reform legislation to rein in Fannie and Freddie. You would never know if you read this story that it was blocked in the Senate. It passed out of the Senate committee, the banking committee, but on a straight party vote, and Chris Dodd told Chairman Richard Shelby of Alabama, that he would absolutely turn it into a partisan vote and it would be filibustered on the floor of the Senate. You would not know that the Democrats were the defenders of and recipients of Fannie and Freddie money.
Right.
And, it was an extraordinary article.
Yeah. But Carl, what about the idea that the administration favored no down payment, zero down payment, that it was quoted in the article, the administration said interest-only loans. They wanted the Federal Housing Administration to insure those loans and wanted to push for everybody to have a home. That was pretty clear in that article.
Look,
I mean, what do you say about that?
Were we in favor of home ownership? You bet we were, as is every president. Were we in favor of people buying homes? You bet. But what we were not in favor of was putting people in homes they could not afford. We were focused on making certain that all the avenues were available to people to own homes.
Right. So you were not in favor of zero down payment policy.
Well, no, look, zero down payment might work provided you have a good credit history, a steady stream of income. You can document your worth, and you are going to be living in that house for some period of time to come. It doesn't make sense if it is for speculation. I was in Las Vegas recently, and a guy told me he said, I got a person who works in my casino has come to me for a loan. She bought 7 houses, zero down, interest-only payments, and now she can't deal with it.
Carl,
we were not in favor of imprudent lending.
Yeah, the only thing I can tell you is zero down to me is nuts, okay? And some guy on the radio was saying they're getting tough. They want people to put 10, 20% down. That's the way it used to be. We ought to get back to that. But let me say this about the Fannie and Freddie, because you've touched on it. Fannie and Freddie was like, a big club down there. Democrats dominated it. Republicans were in there as well. I tried to shut Fannie and Freddie down when I was chairman of the Budget Committee. I got nowhere because the whole town had been basically, Here's why in that article would they not mention Chris Dodd, Chuck Schumer, Barney Frank? They pushed Fannie Mae. I mean, to me, there's criticisms of the administration, but where's the rest of the story here?
There wasn't there. In fact, I remember when Secretary of Treasury Snow and before him Undersecretary Bodman went up to the Hill in 2002 and 2003 to testify in favor of our reform efforts, they got hammered. They got, you read those transcripts, and they are getting raked over the coals by Democrats saying, how dare you come up here and talk about doing anything to regulate Fannie and Freddie. And you and I both know Fannie alone put out $170 million in lobby expenses over a 10-year period.
And they got everybody. Everybody was on the payroll. You left Congress, you were on the payroll. They were putting offices in your district. It was unbelievable what Fannie and Freddie would do to have influence to prevent the tightening up.
And remember this. Yeah, remember this. After we tried to rein them in 2003, 2004, and 2005, it took them 60 years to get to roughly $4 trillion worth of mortgages that they held. In the 3 years, 2.5 years after we tried to regulate them in 2005, they grew by 25% in less than 3 years. That was an extraordinarily risky bet, and it was all in pursuit of higher profits and bigger bonuses.
Well, there's no question. But there is enough blame to go around. I mean, whether it's mortgage brokers wanting to make fees, bankers loaning money that they got off their books by passing the loans on to somebody else, Wall Street being greedy, fees, Fannie, Freddie, I mean, we all are part of this, aren't we?
Well, but let's look. It is not bad to securitize good mortgages.
That's
right. Not bad. It's not bad for Wall Street to be involved in it. It's not bad. was
That's
the greed that got us.
That's
and the
exactly
people,
right.
the people facilitating the greed were Fannie and Freddie. Without them, all those bad actors would have had little problems, not a huge problem.
Carl, that New York Times piece should have been on the editorial page, not on the front page. I think over time,
it was.
I think it hurts the credibility of the New York Times. They got to they got to wake up to that. Thanks for being with us, Carl. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Merry Christmas to you, John.
Coming up, what